laptop. I think it's a problem with your internet.
All clear.
The
Yeah.
interwebs.
The interwebs. It's also very complicated and confusing.
It is.
Such as life, you know?
Yeah, such is life. Such is life. Hey,
So-
y'all. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So I'm before we get into what you want to talk about today, I refuse to let this live stream go by without talking all of your ears off about hockey, because I am not a sports fan.
About what? You said the
About
word so fast.
hockey.
Hockey.
Yes.
Hockey.
Go Knights.
USA.
Exactly.
USA.
So I am not necessarily the biggest sports fan. I like baseball a lot. I follow baseball, but I am a nut for hockey. I am I go berserk. Hockey is my sport. I love hockey. And
So you're talking ice hockey.
I'm talking ice hockey. Yes. Sorry. Ice hockey. Because, it's got to be Canadian a little bit.
That was, are you sure that's
hey.
what that was?
No.
Yeah, 'cause,
Okay.
that just went. Well, I watched the game last night. It was, or as much of it as I could after our live stream, and it was nuts.
It was. So I watched it before
nuts.
we went on. I started watching it before we jumped on the live stream, and then I finished watching it afterward. And I think the best goal of the night was the second goal. I've seen all the replays at this point. Second goal was crazy because everyone was right around the goal, and all of the defense was trying to just block any possible angle, and Golden Knights still found an angle.
Was that the one where it kind of slipped under the goalie's leg?
Yes.
That was outrageous.
It was wonderful. So I love hockey, the drama, the fights.
I've never really paid attention to it. I mean, I've watched a couple of games in the past, but this game, I mean, again, I'm going to just say out front, I know almost nothing about ice hockey, but this game seemed to be very remarkable in a few ways. I mean, I have never heard of an ice hockey game where there were 12 goals in the game. I mean, usually there's like one or two, maybe three or four, if it's like, but there were 12 goals between the two, 9 of them, of course, for the Knights. I've never heard of that in ice hockey.
Yeah, it was definitely impressive. So little known fact, so I don't really have celebrity crushes. That's really not my thing. I really have never been like, oh yeah, this celebrity I love.
And I know that this is not actually true, but go ahead.
Okay, well, besides Peach,
I do love 5.
Okay. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on.
And I've only known you for a year. And
you know what? You are actually right. You're right. I don't normally have celebrity crushes on men. There we go. Let's elaborate that. Well, I don't have celebrity crushes on men.
Yeah, there you go.
Except for there's a hockey player named Alec Martinez, and he scored the winning goal for, I believe it was 2010 Kings. He was a Kings player, and I've always been like, my number one sports team is the LA Kings. And the Hockey Kings, yes, not because there's also Kings in baseball, Sacramento Kings. So I always say the Hockey Kings.
Oh, that must be a minor league team. Yeah.
The Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that they're a basketball team that's actually
you said baseball.
The NBA.
I'm sorry.
I meant basketball.
Okay.
But I grew up a Kings fan, and I've always loved the Kings. And ever since I saw, because we watched all the games live, especially their golden years when they were going to the playoffs every year and winning Stanley Cups every other year. It was wonderful. But Alec Martinez scored the winning goal in that game. And ever since then, I was like, yes, this man will be my husband. I will find him and I will make him love me. And yes, he actually, so every year on my birthday, this is kind of psychotic, but every year on my birthday present was I was gifted, it was like this charity event, and I got gifted a ticket to it to go see the Kings. All the players would be there signing whatever I brought to them. If I brought them like a photo, they'd sign it, or a puck, they'd sign it. And then they'd take a photo with me. So I would go, and every year I would wait in line with Alec Martinez to get my photo taken with, like, this man watched me grow up, to get my photo taken with him. And then the next year I'd go back and I'd have him sign that photo that we took the previous year, and then I'd hold that up, and that photo would be in the new photo, and then I'd go have him sign the new photo. So I have a photo with like all
very complicated.
Very complicated, but I'd go and meet him every year, and I'd be like, I love you. I think you're so cool. And you're just so awesome. And I was like prepubescent by the time that started. And then the last time I saw him and I went to one of those events, I was in college, and I went with my current partner. And they were like, oh, that's really awesome that you finally got a boyfriend. Maybe you'll leave me alone, you know?
Oh my God, he did not say that.
No, he did not say that, but I could tell it was all over his face. He's like, oh, every year he was like, you again. It's my psycho stalker. I'd roll up in the photo. This was last year. Do you remember Mr. Martinez? I went to say last year. No, do you remember the year before? But I would geek out. And in 2020, early 2020, he was traded from the LA Kings to the Vegas Golden Knights. And a month later, I moved here. I was like, yep, I'm moving specifically to continue my harassment of Alec Martinez.
You got to go and do the signing thing now.
I have tried to find where they don't do a similar event. The Knights don't, but I'm going to I have always tried to find what signing events he's going to be at, and I have yet to find it. So I promise you I will. Okay. I have found a lot of other information on his current whereabouts. But anyways, he scored a goal last night. That was very amazing. And then there is a goalie that has been with the Kings. He was our legendary goalie. This man has won so many awards, so many Stanley Cups. He won the MVP award that was given out last night.
This was the one
a couple years ago.
That was the goalie in the first year when we got this close to the Stanley Cup.
Yes. That's a different goalie. So the LA Kings goalie for I think almost 20 years was Jonathan Quick. And he was supposed to retire as an LA King at the end of this year or next year or something. But he was an LA King his whole career, which was an amazing career. He's one of the best, if not the best, statistically, the best goalie in living history in the NHL. And earlier this year, the Kings pulled something so shady. I couldn't talk about it for a month. I was so pissed. They traded their goalie that they've had for almost 20 years, who was supposed to retire as an LA King. They traded him for a real crappy, not even a goalie. They traded him for a crappy defenseman or something like that. They traded a legend, and I was so pissed. And they traded him to the Golden Knights. And so I was like, you know what? once the Kings
I'm just going to move to Vegas. That's what you said.
Right.
I'm just going to move to Vegas.
No, that was earlier this season. So exactly. But once they traded him, I was like, okay, well, the Kings are definitely going to lose in the playoffs this year. And they did. They lost round 1 to the Oilers. And I was like, I'm going to start rooting for the Knights just for the rest of the playoffs. Okay. I'll be a Knights fan. Go Knights go, which is a ripoff of Go Kings go, but whatever. Right. Because everybody out here used to be Kings fans when they followed hockey because that was the closest team.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy because Las Vegas was never allowed any pro sports teams for so long. And then
actually, I think it's all a ripoff of Go Speed Racer Go, but okay.
Maybe. But yeah, we were never allowed any professional sports teams until the Golden Knights. And so the fact that they went to the end this year is just really great. And when they won the cup, there was this moment where Alec Martinez got the cup, and Alec Martinez passed the cup to Jonathan Quick, and they had both played for 10 years together on the LA Kings, and they had won Stanley Cups together with the Kings. And so it was such a full circle moment, them both handing it off to each other. And then they showed his wife, and I was not the happiest camper at that part of the video stream. But so other than that, it was a great game.
On behalf of myself and Muhammad KB, do you have pictures? Do you have those pictures of all the years when you had your picture?
You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll track them down and I'll show them on the next live stream.
There we go. Because I really want to see that.
I actually
Muhammad
do.
does as well. and probably everybody listening.
Okay, hold on. I actually do. So let's move on to the next thing, and then by the end of it, I'll have it pulled up on screen share.
All right. So tonight for our evening live stream, I want to talk about what I call how to build a body of work. A lot of beginning programmers, just like a lot of beginning writers or artists or whatever, they're like, well, how do I get started? I need experience to get this job. I don't have experience. How do I get experience if I can't get a job without blah, 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 blah. I have a very simple answer to that, and simple and fun. And essentially it means, start your own projects and finish them. But I want to talk about that in a little bit more detail. And I want to relate it to some of the best advice that I've seen for artists in general, which generally comes from writers, because writers traditionally, you got to start with a blank page, and, and that's like the most intimidating thing in the world to a writer. So that's what I want to talk about tonight. All right, Kitty's going to show us pictures now. Oh, wait, Kirsten had her hand up.
Well, you said tonight.
Didn't tonight? Oh no, I'm sorry. Tomorrow. Yeah, you're right. Tonight is not the evening live stream. Tomorrow's the evening live stream. So this is something I want to talk about tomorrow.
Okay.
And okay. Wait. Tomorrow's our game night, isn't it?
It is, but we could talk about stuff while playing poker. That might be fun.
Yeah, we could talk about stuff while playing poker. So
I think that would be great. All right, here's the photo. Here's one of the. This is the latest photo. This is the last one I have of him, and you can see here on the table, it's the photo of us that he had signed. This is the one from the last year, and you can see right here on this table in the last photo, the photo of us from that he had signed from the year before. So now all I have to do, I have to get this photo of us. You
can see he's loving all of that.
Yeah, you could see in his eyes, he's like, this chick again. Somebody save me. You could. Oh, this one here is more obvious. Like he was tired of me by this year.
Yeah.
So now I have to. Exactly, like the murder mystery party soundtrack.
He thinks it's fabulous.
I hope so, but I have to get this photo signed, and this photo will then sit on the table while I take another photo with him, and then the cycle will continue. And I was convinced that that when I got this one signed, that's when the Kings were going to win the Stanley Cup again.
So he came to Vegas and he got another Stanley Cup.
I know, he sure did get another Stanley Cup. Like, look at that. He's fantastic. He's one of a few handful of people in the NHL, of players in the NHL who have won 3 Stanley Cups. And same thing with Jonathan Quick.
They both have won 3.
Yes, with 2 different teams. They were supposed to retire as Kings, the both of them. Ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I don't mind. I mean,
you can see the psychotic in my eyes a little bit in that photo.
It looks like they're making the best of their situation because, no big deal, just won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
So killing it, crushing it.
Exactly.
So dominating. I'm guessing that the strip last night was nuts.
Oh my gosh, it was. I sent Kirsten some photos. It was insane how slammed just that area outside T-Mobile Arena was. Like that area right behind New York. It was the amount of people there was giving me anxiety just to look at the photos. There were tens of thousands of people just in that complex alone.
Well, they won the series 4-1, which is pretty impressive.
They won in game 6, actually. So I'm pretty sure they won 4-2.
I thought it was 4-1. Just a second here.
All right. Fact check me.
Fact check. LMGFY.
Excuse me?
Let me Google that for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kirsten.
Yeah, no, it was game 5. They won it 4-1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
I could have sworn I watched. Oh.
And if you Google Stanley Cup score, you get fireworks.
How fun.
Yeah, my partner did that on their phone last night, and they were like, what is this? And it was like Golden Knights colored fireworks. So that was fun.
Yeah. So yeah.
Go
Well, that's
sport.
all fun. Yeah, go sports ball. This is actually not a ball sport. This is a puck sport.
I didn't know there was.
You know, I don't typically watch hockey and I don't follow hockey, and I found the game very fast paced and quite exciting to watch. And you know, I mean, I learned a couple things. I mean, obviously, the role of the goalie is key. The goalie is like the linchpin that holds the thing together.
Exactly.
And when the Panthers they traded their goalie off the court so they could play a sixth player on the on the ice, and they went without a goalie for a while, which apparently is a thing that teams do when they're desperate. I don't, I mean, I guess it's they're on the brink of losing the whole thing that it could be called desperate. But the Knights just, shot and shot and shot until they got one in. It was like from across the court with no goalie.
Well, yeah,
it was,
that's called an open net. And so what they do is they take that goalie. Yeah, they take that goalie, and instead of having a goalie out on the ice, they instead put another offensive man or defensive man, depending on what they want to do, on the ice to be that final player and hope to overpower. It's like they're trying to force a power play, basically. But I have yet to see it work out. It's like the biggest last ditch of all last ditches.
Yeah.
And you know what I suggest you do? I'm going to take you to a Silver Knights game. They start in the winter /
Oh, how
fall.
Fun.
So Silver Knights is the AHL. They're like the AAA team, league. Basically. Yeah. They're the minor league of the Golden Knights. And I usually go. I went last year to play her.
She went away. She's frozen. There's a frozen cat.
Yeah, to the LA. That was. It's like that was.
This is like Schrodinger's cat. We need to change her name to Schrodinger's cat.
I just glitched and you went frozen. She's frozen, and it sounded like a really great rap moment.
DJ, drop that beat.
All right. We'll definitely do that, and we will report back to.
Yes, but those are the best games to watch because they are so violent and so fast paced.
I love minor league baseball for the same reason. I mean, it's so much more action and stuff happens, and people make mistakes, and there's like, they might have 12 home runs in an inning, and and actually, I really love going to games at the ballpark here in Vegas, the new minor league ballpark over in Summerlin.
Oh my gosh, the Las Vegas ballpark! It's so nice,
beautiful ballpark, and been to a few games there.
The best time of year to go to that game, well, really the best game to go to is the one that's right before 4th of July, because they do a giant fireworks show.
That sounds like fun. And they have the dog that that brings the bats.
They also have the goose.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the goose?
I think so.
Well, okay, it's the goose mascot. The dog is a real live actual dog.
So they have a real live dog, and I actually know the guy who owns the dog. And I mean, I know him, through my Tesla club. I don't even remember his name, but I've met him.
That's so cool.
But the dog, every time, when a batter, leaves the bat, because they have to run, they have the dog go out and fetch the bat and bring it back into the dugout. And it's just absolutely adorable.
It is the best. It's so much fun.
The bat dog.
Do you know what his real name is?
I did know, and I don't recall.
Okay, well, we'll just call him Bat Dog for now.
Oh,
Bat Dog.
You changed your name to Frozen Cat.
Yes, I did.
I was gonna name you Schrodinger's cat, but that's
that works too.
All right. So we will see y'all tomorrow. And this was a lot of fun. This was very much the Kitty Show.
Thanks so much for letting me go off on my hockey tangent.
I love it.
It was very much. It was a fun thing.
Everybody loves it. Love y'all, and we will see you tomorrow morning. Same Bat Dog time, same Bat Dog channel. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.